What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys have seen the last video, I believe we pulled the engine out of the wagon and we were waiting for some parts to show up. Well, a lot of parts kind of showed up. Not sure what I'm doing specifically in this video. I'm just unboxing some of these things that showed up today and yesterday, but I want to give you guys a little update of the K20 that we're going to be planting back into the car. So this is the engine that we yanked out of the car a couple of days ago, and it's a K20a2 as well. That's the same engine over there. As you guys can see, I already started taking a ton of stuff off of it. So most of the stuff is installed already. There's a few more things I need to do to this engine before we yank it off the stand. I got to swap the injectors out. These are Graham 1600s that I'm going to switch out for some stock injectors. I couldn't run the RBC manifold because it sticks out of the hood too much. I got all of the water pipes, the a water neck, the water housing actually stayed the same because I realized that the water pump is actually different between this one and that one. And the reason why I'm not using that one is because it has the oil cooler delete, and I don't have the plug or the stud for the oil filter to eliminate this altogether. So I decided I'm just gonna keep it on here, the original one to this engine, cut the power steering mounts off to fit, you know, obviously to fit everything. But yeah, I got the AC power steering delete, alternator, starter, everything is all hooked up. And like I said, just the injectors, and then we can take this off to install the first package, clutch and flywheel. Right here, ACR 0489. This is, I believe, a stage 1 clutch for the K20a2. This is just a single disc, nothing fancy. We have the matching pressure plate right here, guys. We have, what is this? This is new, folding mobile phone stand. Oh, okay, that's cool. And then stickers, obviously, release bearing and clutch alignment tool. Second box right here, AC 102FW. This is the Lightened flywheel for the K20a2 as well too, Type S. I believe the EP3 base model 5-speed flywheel is different, so you have to buy your clutch according to the flywheel. And there it is, flywheel, guys. Well, we'll get to this when we get to installing it, but for right now, like I said, I'm not sure what today's video is going to be on. You guys already know Action Clutch is on board with us here on the channel, and if you guys want to get a clutch for your setup, whatever setup, I'm pretty sure they have a ton of make and models. We have a link in the description below, and use coupon code YSTATIC to save 15% off your order. As I was taking off the lines from the car, I noticed that I did this a long time ago. K-Tune only gave me one fitting, -6. I forgot what the or fitting on the other side is, but they didn't give me one for the opposite end. So this one, I took 2 steel fittings, I cut it up, and then I welded it, then I painted it black, and then I screwed it on for a temporary fix. But I also ordered the fitting like not long after that, and it's kind of been it's kind of been in the box for like the last year or two. So I'm gonna switch that out real quick. Hopefully I bought the right fitting. This is a -8 O-ring to -6 flare in black. O-ringed on one side, seems to be the perfect size. Give that little tug. Now we got the correct fitting. Not saying that this didn't work before, but that looks much nicer. This package right here is kind of beat up, but hopefully this is everything that I need for the engine. Haha. So this package right here is from Rock Auto, guys. A lot of the stuff I kind of matched with like O'Reilly's and stuff, because typically that's where I get my stuff from. But Rock Auto has the same part number, same parts, super cheaper, and this is everything. Hopefully it's everything that I need for the engine in the 80 HF CRX. Got valve cover gasket and grommets. We got oil pan gaskets. We have water pump. We got Gates timing belt, tensioner. I think that's all I ordered. Hell yeah, brother. Literally ordered this yesterday morning, and it's already here. All right, so this right here, mind you guys, I follow Sadowski. Sadowski Fabrication. If you guys want to check out some D8 content, some Miata 1.6 liter turbo content, some fabrication stuff, check out Chris Sadowski. I've been keeping up with his channel a lot as of late, and you know, like, sometimes I need a little motivation, sometimes I need a little inspiration, sometimes I learn new things. I know he's been making those bumper bars for DAs, and he was using the riv nuts and stuff to make the tabs for the bumpers. And I've seen that he had this ginormous tool. Now this is the 13-inch handle kit, and I have the M6s and the M8s. These are 10, these are 12s. But if you guys remembered, I use them frequent, you know, on the channel when I'm doing, you know, mounting points or mounting tabs and stuff like that. And I don't have the actual tool to compress the riv nut. I've been doing it with a piece of sheet metal with a 10mm impact gun, and I just drive it through until it locks into place. Now I kind of get tired of it every now and then, so I figured, you know, it's time to invest in my tools, time to invest in myself. And I finally bought the Astro 13-inch nut thread setting hand riveter kit. And again, this right here drives the riv nut into the hole, and then you pretty much just kind of clamp it until the sleeve compresses, and that pretty much locks into whatever hole, you know, you're putting into the frame or piece of metal, whatever the case may be, so you can have a threaded hole. Finally invested in this. Also, watching Sadowski's channel, I saw that he had what do you call it, snap ring plier kit from Harbor Freight, the Icon set. This is like 70 bucks or something like that, and it comes with a variety of snap ring pliers, 45 degrees, 90s, straights and stuff like that, smaller ones, bigger ones. This definitely came in clutch when I did the wheel bearing and stuff, because mine actually broke, and you can see all the pieces that's left of my snap ring plier. So that was another great investment. Snap ring plier, guys, this comes in super clutch if you deal with a lot of snap rings, and I know I do, because when you're doing like wheel bearings, transmissions, stuff like that, they have snap rings that requires these tools to ease, you know, the process. So this is going to be added to the collection. It already feels like I've been talking for an hour. So in part of, you know, making progress on the car, there are some things I couldn't do because I didn't have certain things. I actually went to Motion Auto TV. I watched a lot of his builds, his Supra, the all-wheel drive Civic. He always links the tools that he used in that video in the description below, and I was looking at the compounds and the pads and stuff he was using to polish cars out. And you guys know that we just painted the 88 HSCRX, and we haven't cut or polished the car yet. Now it just occurred to me right now that I didn't buy sandpaper, but we finally got some compounds, the rubbing compounds, 3M stuff. This is the number 2. This one is the number 1. It's a 3-stage. Hopefully, I think this is the 3rd one. And this is the numero 3. So 1, 2, 3, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. And I didn't get the crazy 3M like quick disconnect polishing pad kit that Motion Auto uses, but I got something a little cheaper. I believe it's 8-inch, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's an 8-inch, and it's gonna work with my current buffer. So I just bought these cheaper ones, which are also 3M, but cheaper for me to do this small of a car. Honestly, I think the gram injectors, I read some horror stories about gram injectors, or at least the 1600s, that they can get sticky or something like that. I am going to get this flow tested to rule it out of why my engine messed up the exact same way 2 different engines. So I had this car tuned, it was running fine, you know, for like 2 months, and then the car started smoking up and then started shooting like a train. And did a compression test, and cylinder number 2 had only 90 psi while the rest were 210. So in 2018 I have bought an RSX, pulled the engine out of it, super healthy, 210 across the board, and then we pulled the engine out and we replaced it with that. We did a street tune on the car, off the wastegate, 9 pounds, mildly, because literally that same night, 2 hours after we tuned the car, I drove it down to LA. Drove it down to LA, drove it back, and in about a month, the engine started smoking again. Did a compression test, and number 2 had 90 psi, just like the old engine. And it wasn't my wiring. I got a CJS wiring, had it for over 5+ years in this car. And I double checked my wirings, double checked my connection. They were all perfect. and I just couldn't find a reasonable explanation of what happened to my engine. Started reading around. A lot of people were saying stuff about the gram injectors, and just so happens that I have gram injectors, so I don't know what else to rule it as, but I'm gonna take these injectors to Ted, which is our local DSM guy, have him get flow tested and see if number 2 is clogged, or if any one of these are in rough shape or clogged or whatever the case may be. I need to find out. But when I do end up turboing that car again, I'm gonna use my ID 2000s, which I had flow tested from South Bay Injectors. These are right here, ID 2000 with B series top hats. I mean, I already got K series top hats. So I gotta use my brother's K20z3 injectors. They're the same, but the reason why is because I didn't realize this was missing the cap, and I must have dropped this or something, but the little cover right here is all smushed up. So right now I am going to be soldering back in my plugs that originated from my CJS wiring harness, because these has the injector plugs for the grams, and I'm just gonna go ahead and knock this out real quick. They're all the same color: white, yellow, black. Got all 4 of the stock RSX injector plugs soldered back in, and shrink tube. You can see it right there, kind of shrink tube. The harness should be ready to go on. I'm probably just going to clean up all of these dirt and grime on the sleeving itself. I've had this for a very long time. You know, this is an old harness when you have the old logo on it right there. I think on the engine itself, the only thing I have to do here left is, what was it? This sensor right here is freaking broken off. I'm gonna have to yank it off the other engine, and should be ready to come off the engine stand once I find some muscles to help me with it. So I didn't want to end my night too early. I did something very stupid, but the engine is off the engine stand. So that means we're gonna get this clutch and flywheel installed. But first, I think I'm gonna have to pull off that transmission to get all of the hardware on there, so we can get this on there. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I didn't even drain the trans fluid. Ooh. Got that Exetti twin in it. This thing was holding up great to the all-wheel drive launches. Unfortunately, I didn't get to take the wagon back to the track, but we will eventually. But with the action clutch. Totally slipped my mind. Twin disc doesn't use the 12mm 12.10 head. It uses Allen keys. So I'm gonna have to go through my bin and find all of my pressure plate bolts, because I don't have any on here. K series has pilot bushing, not a pilot bearing. Most clutch kits come with a replacement part. This is what it looks like. This one's all nasty. What's funny is this was new in the old engine when I did the twin disc, and it's all messed up. Not sure how that happened, but action clutch did provide a new one. Just going to go ahead and tap this back into place after I clean it up. Look at the difference. Good Lord, don't launch at 9,000 RPM all-wheel drive, baby. This is what it does. This clutch would have been perfect if I didn't launch it to the moon. It's very unfortunate, but it is what it is. We have another action clutch going back into the car. Disc goes on first. That was not fun at all. Guys, take off the half shaft, take off the axles, drain your fluid, make your life easier. So I got the transmission bolted up, 1, 2, 3. I'm missing a bolt for the starter to the trans, and this one doesn't go on until it goes into the car because it is connected to the rear mount. But I made sure that the spline is in, all of the gears rotate smoothly, no grinding, no binding, so that's good. I think I'm gonna push everything to the garage. We're gonna continue this tomorrow, guys. We're gonna get this planted into the wagon. So you there. Now, one of my Harbor Freight dolly finally broke, so I had to pick it up, shove another one down there, and roll it into the garage. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. I always do a pocket check every time I leave my room, and I had to go back inside to get my razor blade. Why? Because we just got a package. Let me show you guys what's in here, and I don't know why I didn't purchase this a long time ago. If you look at this little tray right here, all of these bolts right here are from the 88 HF CRX, along with a lot of those bolts right there. I'm not worried about the bigger bolts because I can just take a wire brush to them and then, you know, assemble it to wherever it is I need to assemble it to. But the ones that are gonna be like seen the most are the ones that are sitting on the top. Right now, Downstar makes a kit, you know, engine bay dress up kit V123. I don't know how many they have now, but you can make your engine bay floss, pop, or look a lot cleaner than the ones that are painted factory with the car, the ones that are rusted out with the car, like this one right here, for an example. Pretty nasty. So I went online the other day, bought some things, and I was like kind of surfing the interweb, and went and found the thread pitches for the Hondas, typed it up. eBay popped up with these. I bought 100 zinc coated gold 10 mil bolts, right? And I bought them in black, just in case I want to like be a little sleeker, cleaner, or go with the theme of the engine bay. If you guys didn't already see, when I was installing all of the new stuff on this car, the bolts just so happen to be already kind of like galvanized, zinc coated. They're gold. I'm not sure if that's a theme that I'm going to go with, but obviously I don't have cleaner bolts to replace those. I'm going to leave them gold. So I figured, like I said, zinc coated or galvanized gold bolts will kind of complement it. So I got 100 gold, 100 black, and I was trying to buy like silver or gray, but they didn't have any on the eBay site that I got it from. But at least I have these in stock, so I don't have to rummage through a whole bunch of old bolts. I ordered some RSX Type R cables, stock cables, shifter cables from HMO 2 days ago. So hopefully it comes in next week. I kind of like them better than the K20a2 cables. I just seem to have a lot of slop with these cables, but I mean, I was able to get all my shift down, but mechanically, like how it felt, it doesn't feel as nice as this car with the stock cables. So once those come in, I'm gonna swap them out, but for now we'll just rock with these. A lot of play in all of these parts. So where we left off, engine got put in, and then I did pretty much the heater hoses, I did the shift cables, the bracket, I did the rear motor mount, I did all of the suspension stuff, fork, axles, front traction bar is in place, all of the ball joints and everything are secured. I did the drive shaft, you can't really see it, I just finished that. Yeah, the passenger side, or sorry, in my case, right hand drive, driver's side is all done as well. I don't think I can do more today. I need spark plugs. I don't have spark plug. Obviously, I don't have a header, right? It is not going to be turbo, so I'm going to need a header. Regular header won't fit. The radiator itself is leaking. I have to repair it. I did this radiator mod back when I did the swap. So that was a very long time ago, and that means a long time ago I didn't know how to weld. So you can see this big old ugly looking patch. This was a regular B series single cam non K series radiator, which I patched up and swapped the inlet outlet to the other side, and I didn't know how to weld. So there's a bunch of holes and stuff that causes leaks, and this radiator's been leaking for years. I just kind of patched it up with some gray RTV, and kind of want to clean it up, kind of want to repatch it and make sure it doesn't leak this time around while it's still out of the car. Aside from that, everything else has to wait until I get the rest of the stuff and fix and figure out the rest of the things going back into the car. Like this radiator support broke off years ago and I don't have that tab anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this front off, I'm going to flat it out, I'm going to make a bar that goes across that is removable, and I can weld radiator tabs and intercooler tabs off of it. We'll probably cover that in a different video. But as far as today goes, guys, I think we're going to be wrapping up the video right here. We are making progress to getting the wagon back on the road, and I am super pumped about it, to enjoy driving this car again. And it's not that much more before it hits the road. Also, check out the link to Action Clutch in the description below. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you guys want to see this car back on the road, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Don't do this at home.